listening to TalkTainmentRadio.com.
The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and not necessarily those of TalkTainmentRadio.com, the management, the staff, or K&E World Network, LLC.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Bass Claude Smith, and this is Talktainment Radio, and you're listening to Stairway to Heaven. And I'm your host today, and we're going to do part 2, Behind Closed Door, but this title will be called The Church of What's Happening Now. Now, the people that I will be talking about are all ministers and choirs. These are just characters that I made up, and all just some of the people that I'm talking about. They're just characters, and some things that happen, that do happen, that don't happen in church. Before I like to get to my shout out, let's like to congratulations to Daryl Lewis, and he at Maple Heights placed second place in DECA District Restaurant Marketing, and he came in second place. Also to my crew, Marcus, John, Alex, Bryce, and all of them. That's my second, and special shout out to my very, very special lady, Miss Johnny Mae Johnson, and Miss Missy Sarah. That's supposed to get out her friend, and I like to leave a message for her to say, "Hey, little lady, stay out of trouble." Also to my family. Now, getting to my topics, the behind closed doors, and I'm gonna call this in the church is what's happening now again. The problem is with that is that the thing with that is that, as I said, people these are just characters that I have just made up, and some of it's true, some of it ain't true. So I'm gonna start off with the choirs. You know, a lot of us choir members are straight, and then they're strong, and they're so sincere. But the thing about it is that we got some that's there that's not real. We got a lot of imitation folks in there. Hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. We got a lot of imitation men. We got a lot of imitation women in there. And when they get behind, they're straight when they're in church. But when they get behind closed doors, it's a whole brand new ball game. I can't say too much about it because I'm just giving just some of my opinions of how they cooperate or how they manipulate people to within their circle or within their range. So some of them they get mad because they don't want you to interfere with what they do. And someone call because someone get with you because they just don't care how they do it. They don't care who they are, how they dress, or how they talk. We got people in there that we're trying to set them show an example for the young folks, the younger people that's in church. They show a bad example. They show them the way that they shouldn't. That this is the way life is, and life is not always that way. Also, I like to say that when they get into, they sound good, it's beautiful and everything, and the voices are great, the director is great, and you say that, I like to join that choir, it sounds so good. And you get in there and want to use your talent, and you get it to use things that's not right, or you begin to feel, well, I'm excited, I'm in this, blah, blah, blah. But although everything's going smooth at the same time, it just doesn't seem right after you've been there for a while. There's always that one that wants to try to get involved with you. There's always that one that tries to influence you. Well, you thinking everything's cool, loving and dandy, then all of a sudden, to get behind closed doors, hey, we got a party going on somewhere at Daffy Duck's house. And Daffy wants to all be there. Well, okay, everybody goes to Daffy. But when you get to Daffy's house, you see director Bugs Bunny, director, let's say, Schultz, and then you see the other directors all together. Another thing you see is another one like Droopy Dog somewhere, and he may be there. But the most thing of all, everybody's there. The party's going smooth. You think it's a sweet, charming, straight party, but it's not. It turned out to be something else. It turned out to be a little different from any other party that you go to. Well, you think, hey, we singing this church, and all of a sudden I get behind those, everybody let their hair out. Or everybody let their, just let everything do what they want to do. And when they do everything, then Sunday morning they all queens and princes or angels. You cannot, and then once they're there, it's just like, well, why did I join this? How did I get myself into this mess? Or how did I get myself in this problem? And it becomes a problem. And sometimes when it does become a problem, you got to figure, well, I got to get out of this. Or if you like it so well, you'll say, well, I like this. But at the same time, while they got you in there, they'll talk about behind you. Get down to the music director, thinking he's straight, he's walking around, you see him, he walking around with lipstick, fingernails, and women jewelry and acting like a lady, and he's supposed to be, and you thinking he's a man. Well, I didn't know this was going on. I would never got into this. But all of them don't really realize that you don't really have to really realize that you were shocked to see all of this. And you were shocked to do all of this. Why? You got to do it. And thinking everything beauty, the music is great. And when the music's great, the music sounds so great, you didn't think all this was going on. Well, what's going on? Well, you see how the music great. You see everybody's buddy, dubby. That's how come everything sounds so great. Then when you get to the point where I'm getting out of this. Now, let's go to the pulpit. Let's say the pastor doesn't know what's going on. Let's say the pastor he has no idea. His sister pastor is Reverend Do-Right. Now, Reverend Do-Right, the straight guy, God-fearing man, and always preaches the truth. Tries to tell the corporation or the Congress try to tell what's going on. He's there for his heart. He's there to tell the truth. He's there to try to guide you and lead you the right way. But you got Reverend Donald Duck. Is so distracted. He hiding things. He's inching up to him. But Reverend Do-Right don't go for that. Reverend Do-Right wants a straight, trying to run things the way it should be. He's not into being behind closed doors or getting involved with everybody. He's not in beginning to get in with the crowd or the so-called crowd. We do anything we want. Then finally he gets to the point, he gets the wind of it, and he comes in, start calling each member in one by one who he knows, that he gets the names that was doing all this behind closed doors. Although he's not going to interfere with the business, he's going to talk to you about it. somewhere along the line, he has there's a whistleblower calling him, telling him everything that goes on. And we got a lot of whistleblowers that's inside the church telling on everybody. They tell everybody's business and do everybody's business that they can think of. They always trying to follow people and get in your business and don't even think about who they're talking about. They know who they're talking about, but they don't care who they're talking about. I put it that way. Reverend Do Right is the guy that goes home every day and study his Bible, and he's getting ready for a Sunday morning service, or he's out helping people or trying to get people straight. But on the other hand, he see one of his assistants or one of his associates going in a place that he should not be going in, or he see one of his associates or one of his deacons messing around with Sally Mae. And Sally Mae could be, somebody's wife. And she's out messing with Deacon Dum Dum. And Deacon Dum Dum and Sally Mae, they got a good thing. They had their song like Me and Mrs. Jones got a thing going on. They got their thing going on. But the Reverend Do Right sees that, and he gets disturbed and he gets disappointed about it. So he comes up to me and say, when I get to my office, I'm going to call them both in one at a time and talk to them and find out who's who. It's because the whistleblower has called and told him where they meet, where they go, what hotel they be in, what bar they go in, this and that and the other. But don't forget, everybody there except Sally Mae's husband, he don't even know what's going on. He think he's at work. He's a good, hard-working man, and he brings the money home, pays the bills, make sure everybody eat and keep a roof over everybody's head. But at the same time, Sally Mae's out kicking up her heels, running around. Now, Deacon Dum Dum, with his crazy self, he done mess with every woman he could think of, although he's married. Or his wife at home taking care of his kids and making sure everything okay. He brings the money home, but he got a second life he got to live. He may tell his wife, I'm going out with the boys, or me and a couple of guys from the church, we're going bowling, and at the same time, it may not be. He got his hookup. He got his hookups. All this stuff behind closed doors is a mess. It's a mixture. And I would say all churches are not like this. These are just characters that I just made up, and some of the things that I have heard or some of the things I've seen. We have people today that, I'm bringing it back up, it's so high sophisticated and so high class, they think they have you thinking one thing and be doing another. They tell me, don't mess what's in my life, mess what's in your life. And they do this just to get in your life and to mess up things that ain't right. Now, let me get off of that, and then let's get off the wrong, let's go to the right road. There's two roads we count. We're going with the Reverend Do Rights. All the ministers that have been called by the Lord, by God, to preach. You got some preachers that are not being called, have not been called themselves so-called ministers. And these the ones that on the Reverend Donald Duck's crew is this. It's two crews. I'm going to divide them to A and B. A is Reverend Do Right. B is Reverend Duck's crew. And they always trying to figure out, they always have their things going. Let's start with A. The Do Right pastors, Reverend Do Right and his associates and his friends, they give from their heart. They always carrying their Bibles. They always telling that they come when you're in need. And when they see things that's not right, they're not going to get involved. Even when they have prayer in church, they always have a lady minister praying over the ladies, and he's praying for the men. He has a potential God about himself and a potential love and respect for himself. And then after that, he has a way of telling people that whatever your problem is, don't fall down on your knees and pray. I could tell you so much, but I'm not the one that can solve your problem. I can help you, but I cannot solve your problem. And he's a guy. He works so hard. He hardly have a job. He hardly takes a donation, or he'll take a donation and leave it with the church, or he does it from the heart. Some of these ministers don't have a salary. They just doing to try to help the church grow. These are do right ministers. These are ministers that try to encourage people and try to share the young folks. You got some deacons in there. I'm gonna call them the Lone Ranger, or Zorro, or anything. Heroes that come in to teach the young people the right things in life. They try to show them that this is stay in school, get your education, and don't listen to the wrong crowd. Don't mess around with the wrong crowd. And when you don't, and be truthful and honest with yourself, then that's A. Now let's go to B. Reverend Donald Duck's crew, they don't like anything. They do the wrong thing, and they don't care. They tell you one thing in front, behind closed doors they're doing another thing. And when they do another thing, it's just like, I'm here, but I'm showing you who I am in front. But when I leave and go closing doors, I'm somebody else. They live a double life. A real double life, and when they really live a double life, it's real bad. The life that they live is a life that is their own, but we're not able to judge. We can't judge. They always judging about people, judging about who, what they do, what they drink. Instead of helping that person, they're going to criticize that person. And when they criticize that person, they don't look at themselves. They need to look at themselves sometimes. Why don't they take time to find out, take a think and say, hey, I was once out there. And I did everything I could think of that I thought was big and bad enough to do. But when they got that position, they forgot where they came from, so they started doing things. Got to the point they got so high, then they start sneaking behind closed doors, going back out there doing their thing behind closed doors. And this is what happens when they doing things behind closed doors. Another thing that they do that while they're telling you, get to the criticism, is that this is Donald Duck's people. This is his church. They so A1 high tech. If a man asking for a bread or water, they're not gonna give it to him. Or if they see a man out there drinking with his friends, and you decide to talk to him, be a friend, they're gonna criticize you because that person drinks, or they criticize you because you're their friend. They're gonna criticize you because you won't do what they want you to do, or you won't come where they are. And this is how they operate. Before I go, let me say this. Like I said, I thought I did this, but let me say this. I'd like to make this announcement to the Fletcher family. I'm sorry, forgot to mention, I'm sorry, but this is to my friend Bruce Fletcher. His wife had passed away, and her funeral's tomorrow on Agler Avenue, at Faith Mission on Agler Avenue. Also, I like to say that, back to what I was saying, that they so high class, they so big and everything, they don't see what they can't see the stars in front of them. They can't see how they got where they are. They can't see what's going on with them. They don't even believe in how what's up in the world. They got their own world. They are their own cloud nine, as I would say, cloud nine. You just don't. When you're up there, cloud nine. Some cloud nine, they're on their own cloud nine. I just put it like that. They're on their own cloud nine. You just can't put down anybody because they're down and low, don't have nothing to eat. And you just can't put down anybody because they drink or they don't dress a certain way. Because they will try to tell you how to dress, and they will try to tell you who to be friends with. And you just can't bring your friends because they don't like your friends. But they forgot where they came from. They forgot how they got where they were. They forgot how they got there. Because to you and me, we don't exist. We don't exist. And don't even care how we exist. They don't care. All they want to do is downplay us and download us. And when that goes on, you got to then this is why these are the ones that keep so many people that's trying to reach the church and get to God are the ones that are keeping them away from Him. Donald Duck's crew people are the ones that don't even want you walking in their church with a pair of jeans, a T-shirt. They don't want you in their church dressing your day. You got to go there dressed superior. You got to come in and dress all decked out. But it's not the clothes that you wear, it's what's in your heart, what you want to do. And brothers and sisters, we have to learn to take people for what they are and who they are. We got to bring people in, there's always someone that wants to come in and gets tired of living that life. And when they get tired of living their life, they don't want to be with stay out there. When they ask you to help them, they will get out of their life. Our job is to bring them in and help them out. But Donald Duck's crew, no, you ain't coming. They dress like that. You got to be A1, high tech. You got to be the CEO of Bunga Bunga or CEO of Corporate Autobahn or something like that. As I say, this church is in Landstuhl. And this is how they do things. But Reverend Do-Right, his people, they don't care who you are. They have a heart. They have a warm, open heart. He's the one. He always teaches his congregation, and even down to himself. You can come to my church. Don't worry about what you wear, as long as it's appropriate enough for you to walk in there. You don't have to go in there shirt and tie and dress three-piece all the time. You don't have to go to church dressed with, even down to the ladies, you don't have to go in there dress high class. If you're trying to get in, get yourself straight, come on, we'll open doors for you. Come on in. We'll do the best we can. We'll try to work with you. Either way we go. And this is how they do. This is how Reverend Do-Right is. Now his church is called Love Thy Neighbor. That's his church. He is a branch off of the church of what's happening now. He done got to the point that he had broke away from there and got his own church. And he got a handful of people that's following. These people that he got with them are really believers. And they believe from their heart. They're not believing from what you got or how much money you got, how much money you can give. They believe in helping you out. They believe in going around seeing the sick, check in the shed in and talking to the homeless. They believe in going in and find out how can they help you. It's not always the point. You go to church and listen to preachers preach, and sometimes you got some good teachers, sometimes you got some bad teachers. But they come in and help you out. They sit and talk their problems with. They know organizations that can help you. And this is how they are. They will cherish you, come and pick your children, take them to Sunday school, start plays with them and everything, and that's it. They do the best they can. They love children. They have their own little ministry. While the girls upstairs in one church, they got the church downstairs for the young teachers, to give the young people something to do. Back to the point where once they get your child right, he'll do better in school. He don't have to worry about what's happening in the house and what's going on in the house. But he will always learn from them. They are role models, and they will come to pick your child up every time, once in a while, and they'll come and help you out in your home. Reverend Do-Right's congregation is a heart of God, and is the land of God. They do not worship what's going on outside. Now, you may be out there down and out, but they will try to bring you up and bring you in. They're not going to tear you down. They're not going to talk about it while you're down. If they don't look down on the man unless you're picking him up. And they don't believe in looking down, and they believe in picking you up. As far as Reverend Dutch crew, they don't believe in it. They believe once you're down, you're going to stay down. Don't come around me. And stay away from me, because I don't want to be bothered with it. Because what I got to do, I'm going to do it. And once they show you what they got, but once they get behind that door, they is out with all hang out. They party hardy, real party hardy, and it's just that it's got to the point where they don't care what you look like or how you look. They ready to see what you got in your pocket. Now, as I said before, if you enjoy what's coming from me or some of my guests or the music that plays, please call me at 614-817-5588. And we will be glad to tell you, try to work with you. And I also say that, we do the best we can. And we'll try to explain some of the things we do. By the way, Stairway to Heaven is brought to you by the Sensational Keys of Harmony and Praise Temples Community Church. And we're with a church with a big heart and a big smile. But, people have to learn things the way we learn how to love our fellow neighbors and love our friends and love everyone that we love. You got to give your blessing where it's due. You got to take your blessing. And when you help somebody, help them in a way that they should be helped, and help them in a way that you can help them. Just don't go in there and get in their business. Don't go in there and get what they got in their business. Just try to help them the best way you know how. Getting back to the other side, they try to get in your business. As long as they in your business, they're going to tell the whole world what's in what you've done. They're going to tell the whole world what you're doing, what you got, who's in your house, who's been in your house. And they're going to tell you everything who you going with. And they're going to talk about your friends like they're nothing. Because they are, the church calls what's happening now. And it's like we do what we want to do. I'll put it that way. We do what we want to do. We're going to do what we got to do. We're going to do anything we can to get you there with us. We're going to try anything that you got. We don't care how much money you got. We want you to throw it in there. You could be down your last penny. They want that too. But they always beg it. They got to keep their standards up. as I said before, it's like that. They say somebody say, "Hey, Reb, I just parked your car. You need a muffler." And the Reb say, "Don't worry about it. I'm working on it." And he'll make up some excuse about what they need really. And once he put the church and put the money in the basket, he's in the back taking out what he needs for what he need to be done with his car. It may be that church may give out $1,000. Somewhere along the line, he's going to take about $300 out to do what he got to do, but it's really not his car. He's really out there getting ready for his woman. His wife sitting on one side, his girlfriend sitting on the other side. And that's the way Reverend Doug is. He's living two lives, one good and one bad. But see, this all gonna come ahead. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this. Remember, mind is nothing but a garden. What you put in the growth. Thinking, and talk to you next time.